FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
Two quotations, Matt. The first comes from former Vice President Al Gore. I take a deep breath so that I can deliver this as well as he did. 2,000 scientists in 100 countries engaged in the most elaborate, well-organized scientific collaboration in the history of humankind, producing a consensus that we will face a string of terrible catastrophes unless we deal with global warming. Close quote. The second quotation comes from your own fine self in the Rational Optimist. Quote, "The extreme climate outcomes are so unlikely that they do not dent my optimism one jot." Matt Ridley, how dare you?
Well, I think this is like previous scares we've heard. Yes, it's real. There's an element of, there's no doubt that our carbon dioxide emissions are changing the climate. Mm-hmm. But if you go into the science properly and examine it in all the details, and you take what those 2,000 scientists are writing to each other and not what people are saying that they're saying, then there's no evidence that this is either accelerating at an unprecedented rate or that it's going to reach a very dramatic level of warmth. The evidence to me is very persuasive that we have a high probability of a small warming and a low probability of a big warming. Now, actually, that's what those 2,000 scientists say. That's what the IPCC says. It just says we need to plan for that small probability. And that's where the argument is. And I perfectly accept that we need to have an argument about how small a possibility we need to take drastic measures for. I just think that at the moment we are rushing into measures that are doing real ecological harm and real economic harm. Biofuels would be a classic example, which have minimal benefits even if we are facing one of these small probabilities of a catastrophic event. So I think we've just got to be very much more careful to look at the costs and the benefits. Otherwise, we might find in 50 years' time that we have, as I put it, put a tourniquet around our neck to prevent a nosebleed.